Okay, we left off the last tutorial. You guys set up your workspace. You have all your settings where they should be for the most part, and you saved an actual workspace in addition to creating a folder for your 3D CAD course. The next step we're going to be taking is learning how to enter points into our program. By the end of this lesson, you guys should be able to complete this design right here, which I will be giving to you as a handout. So, what you're going to do is first open up your workspace. All right, so if you actually go to the top left of your screen, and well, I'm having a little difficulties right now. Top left of your screen, and you click on the AutoCAD symbol, you're going to see that we have the last thing that you just did, which should be your workspace. So you're going to open that up first. All right. After you open it up, you are going to automatically save it as, or I'm sorry, immediately save it as entering points. All right. So you open up your workspace, you're going to press save as, put it into your CAD 3 folder, and save it as entering points. And press save. And then you will notice that you have now two different workspaces for you to do drawing in. This is going to be your first one, and then this is just going to be your generic one where it has all of your saved settings. All right. I've already done that. The next thing you guys are going to be doing is entering points. And remember, if you can, from the first course that I did with you, there are three different types of entering points. All right, three different ways that you can enter points into CAD. All right, you have absolute coordinates, you have relative coordinates, and you have polar coordinates. All right, so I'm going to show you each one as quick as possible, just to give you guys a quick review, and then you're going to start doing it yourself. All right, so we're going to start with absolute coordinates. The first thing that I'm going to do is move this entire drawing by highlighting it, right clicking, and moving it over to the side. Now, if you notice, I'm actually moving, I'm panning the whole screen. On the roller on your mouse, if you click that in, you can actually move your entire screen, which actually comes in handy a lot more than you think. I'm going to go right back to my axis, and I'm going to show you first how to do absolute coordinates. By pressing the line command, it's going to see enter your first point. An absolute coordinate is something that is going to always reference your origin. So 0, comma 0 would be your origin. All right? Anything outside of 0, comma 0, all right, is going to be in here, or if you do in the negative region, it's going to be down there. All right? But it's going to be working off the x-axis or the y-axis. So if I typed in, let's say that I wanted to go for my next line, I wanted to go 2 inches outside in the positive direction, um, I would have to type in 2, comma 2. And that's where it would end up. All right. So, but if I typed in 2, comma 2 again and pressed enter, notice how nothing happens because I basically just took a line and I layered it on top of my other line, which is something that I didn't want to happen. All right. So, that is absolute coordinates. It's always going to be referencing the origin. Next, to show you again, I'm going to hit the line command. I'm going to start at the origin at 0, comma 0, enter, and I'm going to draw my border. Whenever we're doing drawings, we always want to have a border. Our border is going to represent an actual plain piece of paper, which is going to be, all right, because when we print it out, we want to have a border around that plain piece of paper. It's going to be 10 inches, comma, 0. So the 10, if you always look down here, look down here, look down here, I put in 10, comma 0. 10 is referring to the x-axis, and the 0 is referring to the y-axis. So I want to have this go 10 inches over without going up at all. I want to do the same thing now going on the y-axis. All right. So now I need to make a line that where this is going to end, this end point, 10 inches over and 7.5 inches up. So it's going to be 10, comma, 7.5. Now I want to do the same thing going in the opposite direction, except I want to end it right over here. All right, so it's going to end 0 on the 0 axis, but it's going to end at 7.5 inches on the y-axis. So it's going to be 0, comma, 7.5. And then finally I'm going to close it. All right, I don't have to drag it all the way down here. I'm just closing out the shape. So I'm going to press C, enter. Now I just made my border using absolute coordinates. Everything is going to be derived from the origin itself. Kind of annoying. There's a better way. I'm going to delete all that. Now I'm going to use relative coordinates. So I'm going to start at the origin again at 0, 0, which is an absolute coordinate. But now I'm using relative coordinates. So all I have to do is face the mouse in the direction that I want it. Type 10, enter. Go in the direction that I want it. 7.5, enter. 10, enter. C to close it out. A lot faster. And this is pretty much the coordinate system that you guys are going to be using throughout probably your CAD experience, when sometimes you'll have to use the absolute when it's actually necessary. Okay, another thing that I forgot to tell you. All right, when you're using this, you have to notice my dynamics are off. I turned them off. All right, it's going to be a lot easier for you guys not to use dynamics. So turn them off for the remainder of the course until you get more familiar with CAD itself. Okay, so now I have my border set up. You could obviously use a rectangular command to do that, but you want to learn the line command, so that's what we're going to do. The next thing that we're going to do, since we're becoming familiar with it, we want to learn the polar coordinate system, and basically it's adding in angles. So let's say that I want to start at 1, 1. I want to add in angles. So I want to do a line that is 2 inches long at an angle of 15 degrees. So I want to put in at that point, notice down here in my command line, at that point, I want to make a line that's 2 inches long with an angle of 15 degrees. And that just happened. This became my origin. So now, if I were to take a line to show you what I'm talking about, and I were to show you the angle here and here, it's 15 degrees. Now, let me do it from here. This right here is now become my origin. I want to make a line that's 2 inches long that goes at a 150 degree angle. So I'm going to say shift at that point, 2 inches long. This is the sign that you have to put in, or the symbol that you have to put in whenever you want to draw some kind of an angle at 150 degrees. So if I took my angle again, I clicked it here and here, from here to here is 150 degrees. That's polar coordinate system. Now, let's use it to complete a drawing. I highlight everything. I press the move command. And now we're going to start this drawing. The first coordinate x is an absolute coordinate. So I want to take my line command, 0, 0. And now it's telling me to go over 2. Not bad at all. And now it's telling me to do a polar coordinate. So I want to do a line. It's saying that it's 2 inches long at 48 degrees. So I'm going to say at that point, 2 inches long with an angle of 48 degrees. Now it says that I want to do a relative coordinate. So I want to go to the right 3 inches. Now I have to do another line that's going to be at an angle. So I have to do, at that point, the line length is 1.5 inches with an angle that's unknown. You're going to have to do some math here. This is your origin. So from here all the way to here, what is that angle? Well, it's very simple. From here all the way around is 180 degrees. So let's minus the 60 from it. So I know that I have, at that point, 1.5 inches with an angle of 120 degrees. Press enter. And there you go. I'm not going to go into the entire shape for you. I just want to show you that this is how you're probably going to do a lot of your drawing. So I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to move this in here. And now this is going to be your drawing when you're done without any of the dimensioning. If you ever want to practice the dimensioning or anything like that, by all means, you can go ahead and do it. All right. All this dimension right here is only for the purpose that you guys, it gives you enough information to complete this drawing itself. You don't have to add any of that in. Okay. So next, you want to save this again. So make sure you're saving it not as workspace, but you're saving it as entering points. All right. This is you. You're entering points. All right. That's going to be your next assignment. All right. Now you want to print. You go to File, Print, and then this window is going to come up. You want to select a printer in the lab. I believe it's 109A. Just ask again when you get to this point. But everything down here is going to be exactly the same. You're going to switch this what to plot from display to extents. You want to do the extents of the project. You want to center the plot, and then you want to do a 1-to-1 ratio. After that, you are done. And it's going to print out for you. Alright, so just so you know, when it says extents, this is what it means. If you press Z, enter, E, enter, it zooms into the center of the plot itself.